My name's Verk. Welcome to Tales from My Table. In today's episode, we're going to talk about multiclassing and why I absolutely hate it. Okay, so why do I feel so strongly about multiclassing? Let's talk about a few things. One, it freaking sucks. Two, multiclassing brings out the absolute worst in people. Power gaming tendencies, desires to tweak your character to get the last bit of min-max power gaming munchkin-y oomph out of them. People that I know that are the most chill, play to their disads, flawed characters in the game, all of a sudden you start talking about multiclassing and it's like, oh, what can I do here? Can I tweak this and turn that and make that not better and do this and do that? And it's like, come on, man, where did that come from? Why? Why would you do that? It brings out the worst in people. This is my theory. Third, multiclassing breaks the suspension of disbelief. That's already tenuous enough as it is. I mean, come on. We're playing wizards and barbarians and fighters and all these things that we're probably not in real life. And we're fighting orcs, which don't exist. But we have a suspension of disbelief, right? The leveling process is something that in general is weird, right? So, John the Fighter, kills Bob the Goblin. Ding, he levels up. Now level 2 John the Fighter killed Bob the Orc and is now a level 3 Eldritch Knight, who now can cast spells. That's crazy, right? Like, our brain's like, But we've been playing this game for so long and we understand how leveling works. It's just been part of what it is. We understand that we can get away with the idea of leveling gives you new abilities. To a point. In that same situation, John the Fighter kills Bob the Goblin. Whack! And then, I'm going to take a level on Wizard. I now know Firebolt. What? That's crazy. Like, how do those two things connect? When were you spending time to learn wizarding spells in your sleep? A lot of people talk about multiclassing and they say, oh, well, they were learning in their spare time of the 2 hours and the 8 hours of long rest. How long is that going to take to learn to be a wizard? Like, it's just, And maybe there's some crappy, thin excuse that they come up with and they're like, oh, well, last time I was in town, I didn't mention it, but I bought a book that taught me the basics of wizardry and blah, 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 and I've been practicing. It's like, wow. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of multiclassing. All of that being said, in my next game, I'm probably going to have multiclassing. I know. So, let me tell you a story. Here's what happened. I had my group, my D&D group over. We were having dinner. I was barbecuing in the backyard because that's what you do, right? These are your friends. Your D&D group is your friends. And the game before, I had told them all to level up for the next game. They were going from level 3 to 4. And so they were all talking about what they were taking and the choices they were trying to make, and if they wanted this spell or that spell, or if they wanted to take this skill or that skill. And it was fascinating because one of the players said, I was looking up builds for my bard. Builds for my bard. That's a hard thing to say. So I was looking up for builds for my bard, and I found a bunch of multi-classing options. What's the deal with that? And I said, well, let me tell ya. And I proceeded to go into my whole diatribe about why I didn't like multi-classing and how, well, you basically just heard it. And then I also explained that, but a lot of people like to do it because they like to min-max their characters and get the best skills and blah, 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 and how Warlock goes really well with Bard and blah, blah, blah. So then he says to me, well, can I multi-class? And I went, no. They all laughed. It was funny. We all moved on. So he said to me later, well, is there anything that would allow you to multi-class into a game? And I was like, yeah, I think there would be, you know, if the story like worked for it and like there was a quest or some kind of long drawn out plot line or the character put a lot of effort into it, like, yeah, maybe. And as soon as I said it, I wanted to reach out and grab my words and stick them back into my mouth because I realized what his next question was going to be. And sure enough, he said, awesome. Can I do that? What do? I drop the conversation and I think about it a little bit. I'm like, what do I want to do here? What thing can I do to make this work? And so I started to think more about it, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? So I told him, it's going to be difficult. It's going to take time, and it's not going to be without cost. He was 100% for this. All in. So, okay, cool. Let's do that. So I didn't know exactly what he wanted to do. So I came up with, he told me he wanted to go Warlock. So I decided that I wanted to come up with a cool patron or something that I would do. Something that would come at a cost, right? But I didn't know what he was going to pick. I didn't know how he was going to do the research or what he was going to do. I'm like, maybe he's going to go to a library. Maybe he's going to go to like some, you know, like church and try to like find out information that way. Or I had no idea what his plan was. So I came up with my idea loosely, and then I just kind of put it in his court. He ends up doing some things. He does some research. He finds out about an archfey who may have a cult in the city. So fast forward a little bit. He goes to a bar asking some questions that he heard about. They were there. He gets drugged, knocked out, taken to a warehouse. He wakes up naked in a circle. He goes into this dream world where the archfey is. And he comes up and there's this water pool on the ground. And it starts to swirl and bubble. And out comes this beautiful blue woman, but her hair, when she first thinks is dreadlocks, is actually spider legs coming out of the back of her head. And her teeth are these sharp bladed knife like looking things, and her fingernails are actually like crab claws, and she has this long tail, and she comes up out of the water, and she opens her eyes, and they're like this green blue iridescent color. She opens her mouth and says, oh my god, another immortal wanting power. What, don't all of your archfays sound like Valley Girls? I told him it was going to come at a price. Anyway, long story short, he has this interaction with her, and she wants blood from an NPC that he is very close to. So now there's a quest line built. There's something that's going to happen that he's going to have to work out over time. And it's not something easy. It's really hard because the blood has to be freely given. So now like there's this interesting conflict that he's going to have to do to work for his multiclassing. It's not just something he can check off the list and be like, I take a level in Warlock. No, not how it's going to work. So hopefully that should make it all the sweeter when he gets it, and everybody can roll with it. He got a level in Warlock because he went through this whole long thing to do it. I do have a couple concerns. One, I'm really worried that the story might derail really badly into just about Faust and his patron, right? But I think that might be okay. Side quests and things are part of gaming. We like that. Like, we're all characters, and really, it's all about the RP. So RP will be super important in this. It's going to be a RP heavy thing that he has to do. So I think it'll be okay. And he always has the option of trying to include his adventuring party, right? and maybe see if they can figure it out together without probably telling him that he's made a pact with an archfey. But I don't know. We'll see. I think that's all I have to say about that. What are your feelings? What do you think about multiclassing? Are you pro? Are you con? Do you only allow it with extenuating circumstances? Put it down in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Also down in the comments, you'll find my Twitch link. So if I try to stream Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays at about 8:30 a.m. On Pacific time. So come join me. I usually play old games like NetHack, or I'm playing a blind playthrough of Fallout 1 right now, which is super fun. So come join in the chat with that too. If you like this content, if you like what I'm doing here, please hit like, subscribe, share if you want, do all the things. And hopefully we can continue doing this for a long time in the future. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Take care.